Hey guys, welcome back. This is Rahul. So in this video we will learn how to interact with checkboxes and radio buttons. They follow the same property, so if you can handle checkboxes, you can handle radio buttons as well. So I'm just creating a simple spec file, checkbox.spec.js, and using the same code which we have already used, a describe block and a it block. So I'll be trying to handle these radio buttons. So I'll use this ClearTrip website and I'll try to click on this round trip radio button. So I'm just copying the URL and we just quickly write the command to visit the website, that is cy.visit, and give the URL of the website. So let's just run it. You can see it is giving us some error. So whenever the status code of a website is not 200, other than 200, then Cypress treats it as a failure. So we need to handle such type of exceptions, and we need to add this piece of code in our index.js file to handle the exception. It will handle all the uncaught exceptions. So you can see it is passing now. It is not giving us this error. Now we will get the locator for round trip radio button, and we will try to click on it. So you can see the type is radio because it is a radio button, and we have ID and name. So I'll use the ID. So I can quickly write cy.get and provide the ID using the hash symbol, and either you can click on it or you can check it. So I'm using check, and if I run the test case, you can see the round trip radio button is checked. Now if I change the check to click, okay, let's see, it is also working. So you can use either of the two. This is a normal scenario where you can just check a radio button or a checkbox. So now we will use the second example, and here I'm using easemytrip.com website, and we will try to check these checkboxes, select these checkboxes. These are multiple checkboxes. So here you can see the ID for the first checkbox is available. We can directly use this ID to select the checkbox. So let's just create one more test case here, and we can name it test case 2. And I change the URL of the website since we are visiting a different website. Now here I can provide the ID for the first checkbox which was available. So it is a multi-route checkbox. So we have to select this one. So I can provide the ID like in the previous example we've used, and I can click on it or check on it, and it should run it. So both the test cases are running. The first one is passed, and second one is running. Visited the website. Yeah, and it clicked on the checkbox multi-route. So you can see the checkbox is selected. Now we will try to check all the checkboxes like defense, student, senior citizen, and doctor. Only one of them can be selected, so we will iterate through these checkboxes and try to select each one of them. So I am just using the Cypress selector to fetch the locator. Okay, you can see the number is incrementing here. The nth child 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So if I use this locator and increment the number 3, 4, 5, 6, and just check the checkbox, that should work. So for that we can create a for loop using simple for loop which you might have used in Java or C++ or any other language. So a simple JavaScript code creating a for loop which will start from 3, because the locator value is starting from 3 and it is going up to 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we can pass the cy.get command, this one. You can use the concatenation operator and pass the variable I, which will change the value, like the value would be 3 and then it will increment 4, 5, 6, so and so on. Okay, so now we will get each locator and we have to select it or check it, whichever you want to use. So I'm using the click method, and I can also like insert a wait statement so that we can see it in real time, 200 millisecond wait. So if I run it, so now you can see the first test case is running, it is passed. Second one is running. Visited the website. Okay, the check, yeah, you can see now that all the checkboxes are selected one by one. Let me show you. You can see defense forces, after that students, senior citizens, then last doctors and nurses. So we have used two examples, but the first one is a normal selecting a radio button or a checkbox, and the second one is selecting the checkboxes through a for loop. If you have to select multiple checkboxes, then you can use it. Now if I want to add some assertions that I want to confirm if I'm selecting the correct checkbox or not, or if the value is valid or not, so I can create a array with the expected results. So I am creating an array with the title of the checkboxes: defense forces, then students, then senior citizens, and the last one that is doctor and nurses. So I am just creating a simple array, and with, like, I'm able to extract the locator, so I can use that locator to compare the text as well with the like normal iteration. In the for loop itself we can compare the value. So instead of using the click here, I'll use the should assertion, and I can say contain, that is the expectation what should happen. Okay, and then we need to pass what it should contain, what the text should be. So I'm just asserting that the get the first locator, that is the defense forces, and in that it should contain the value. So now I need to pass the index, the values, the index of the array. So it is starting from 3, but the array is starting from 0. So I'm just subtracting 3 from it so that it will start from 0. So it will compare the first element, get the first element, and then compare the text with defense forces, and then we can click on it. So it will compare and check if the assertion is passed, and then it will try to click on it. Similarly for other checkboxes as well. So now you can see the first one is passed, the second test case is running. We have like the website is loaded, and yeah, it has started. Yes, the 2, 3, 4, yeah, all the assertions are passed. Now you can see we have achieved this, like we have achieved two things. We are asserting that the title of the checkbox should be whatever we have given, and it should be able to click on that particular checkbox also. And now let me just use the uncheck method as well. So if you want to uncheck a particular checkbox, either you can use the click method, you can click it to select it, or uncheck it to uncheck it. You can see all the checkboxes are getting selected, and the first one is selected. Now it is not selected. The uncheck has like unchecked the checkbox. So this is basically pretty much about how checkboxes work, how you can change the behavior, how you can use them. The type needs to be a radio button or a checkbox, so that you can use check or uncheck, and you can use click if you need to use it. So in this video we learned how to like handle checkboxes if you need to handle multiple checkboxes, or you need to iterate through those checkboxes, how to get the locator, and which is the preferred locator in that case. And that's pretty much about checkboxes. In the next video we will learn how to handle drop downs, different types of drop downs, normal select drop downs or search and select drop downs. So thank you guys.